on CityCast Nashville. It's time for our Friday News Roundup. I'm here with our executive producer, Whitney Pasternak, and producer Daniel Sumstein to talk about WeGo's free bus passes for low-income Nashvillians, whether musicians can still afford to live in Music City, who won our East versus West Side battle, and we'll end on some really good news. It's Friday, October 24th. I'm your host, Marie Cecile Anderson, and this is what Nashville's talking about. The main downtown library branch is still closed after the devastating parking garage fire back in June. And a board member has said they're now looking into 2026 for when the building might be able to reopen.
Bad news.
Bad news.
According to WKRN, Library Director Terry Luke said that there needs to be a plan from an architectural firm to show the restoration company exactly what they need to do before work can proceed. And she also mentioned that leadership did not realize, quote, until last week, that both Metro codes and the fire marshal were needed at this point in the work.
Maybe if we kept watching 911 Nashville, we'll learn how codes and the fire marshal work together in our city.
Speaking of that, Marie, do you know anybody who's going to be on an upcoming episode of 911 Nashville?
I am.
Yeah, it's true, everybody.
That's right.
Marie has gotten
Breaking
cast.
news.
We don't know what she's doing. She won't tell us. And we don't know if she's going to die a gruesome death or not. And we don't know when it's airing. But stay tuned for Marie on TV. We're so happy for
So
you.
stoked for you,
Oh,
Marie.
thank you. I am very, very excited.
Well, to bring it back down again, though, Marie, I know that you went out last winter with Open Table Nashville and did their winter canvassing, which is going around to unhoused residents downtown to see how they are and what they need. And I would imagine that the downtown library is extremely vital to that community, especially now that winter is coming.
Absolutely. And the fact that they're removing benches from downtown as well. So there's just less and less open spaces for our unhoused community to go. And so as winter is coming, like you said, the downtown library offered a vital place for these people to stay warm. But not only that, Daniel, you wrote a great article for us just on a variety of ways to apply for jobs here in Nashville. But our downtown library offers, obviously free internet access, but also endless resources to help assist in finding jobs like resume writing, interview preparation, and job fairs, which all could be helping, our unhoused community and people who are just looking for jobs right now, which I know a lot of people are. So the closure of the downtown library is catastrophic, in my opinion, and I really hope that we can get it open soon.
I do too. It just was never framed as though this thing isn't going to be open until next year.
It's
They just kept saying
wild.
a little while longer,
Right.
a little while longer.
And where are we supposed to park? Every time I go
Where are
downtown. And where are we supposed to park?
That's going to be a common theme of this episode is where are we supposed to park?
Where are we supposed to park?
Marie, you could take public transportation downtown. How are things going at WeGo?
Yes. The rollout of a new WeGo program has hit some speed bumps this week, Whitney.
Yeah, the Choose How You Move transportation referendum included a plan to offer subsidized bus passes to qualified community members. And this September, WeGo announced the Journey Pass, which is a free bus pass for low-income Nashvillians, which sounds like a really great idea. According to the Nashville Banner, WeGo Public Information Officer Eric Melcher estimates that up to 70% of WeGo's current ridership will be eligible for the Journey Pass. But Whitney, it sounds like it's not so easy to get.
Yeah, this was kind of all anyone in my admittedly dorky friend group was talking about on Wednesday. So Metro Action Commission, they were giving out these free passes, these journey passes at their office on Wednesday between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. And everyone kind of flew into a panic. Like, who can get to Murfreesboro Pike on a Wednesday between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., especially if you have a job that is hourly and you can't just pop in and out of? What if you can't afford the bus? How do you get a bus pass to get yourself there? And then somebody on Blue Sky pointed out that even if you are able to take the bus there, the sidewalk between the bus stop for Metro Action Commission and Metro Action Commission literally ends. It's one of those sidewalks to nowhere that we have here in Nashville. And so you have to go out into the street if you're in a wheelchair. It was chaos. I had a friend giving people in her neighborhood $2 each so that they could get there. Some friends from Open Table Nashville flew into action, as they so often do, to make sure that their community knew about it. And one staffer actually went down there to learn more. She discovered that they didn't even have income requirements. You just filled out a form and got a bus pass.
We are taking steps towards providing public transportation, but the rollout of it could have been done much better.
Right. We want to give you free bus passes, but it's like a scavenger hunt to get them.
Yeah.
That just feels disrespectful to a community that's already dealing with so much.
Well, WeGo also says they're partnering with various agencies across the city, like MDHA, Metro Social Services, and the Office of Homeless Services. But advocates and residents say they haven't heard enough about the program, according to the banner, and they're asking for more information accessibility.
Okay, so just to help with that, there are a bunch more opportunities coming up to get your hands on a journey pass if you or someone you love needs one. You can go to wegotransit.com and they have a fact sheet up there. The dates on that fact sheet basically run from today all the way through November 25th. Go to wegotransit.com, get these dates, share them wide, make sure that people know that that's how they can get their hands on free public transportation. And I don't want to sound like Nicole Williams here, but can we just make buses free? If 70% of the current WeGo ridership would qualify for one of these journey passes,
Then it should just be free.
just
Yes.
make it free.
Just make it free. Especially if it's this convoluted. I think it'd just be simpler if it was just free.
Just free.
Just free. And other transportation news, public comment for the state's proposed highway choice lanes, aka toll lanes, is now closed. The first choice lane is allegedly going to be built between here and Murfreesboro, with construction starting in 2027.
Feedback at community meetings has been mixed for these choice lanes. Residents who live along I-24, especially over in Glencliff and Woodbine, are pretty concerned about what the construction of these lanes would do to the already soul-crushing traffic outside their doors. They think that maybe having more choices would be good in terms of alleviating traffic, but I would just like to cough in free buses once again. Like, let's have a bus that runs from Murfreesboro to Nashville every 15 minutes in a dedicated rapid transit bus lane. Is that crazy?
No, I believe other cities across our country have been doing this for generations. But meanwhile, we got a little preview of public comment thanks to the comments on the News Channel 5 post about these choice lanes on Instagram. You guys, this is how I woke up this morning, and it kind of made me happy to go about my day. Just reading
What
these
did people say?
comments.
Wait.
Well, first one I came across, it says, what if they built it and it's more expensive and people don't want to pay to use it? That reminds me of something else.
I know
Tesla
everybody has
Tunnel.
so much extra money.
I loved this one. Someone said, our government doesn't have a clue what they're doing. We've got enough road rage. Creating these lanes and making us pay to use them is going to make this so much worse. We can't even keep our roads clean or repair potholes. What a joke.
What a joke.
What a
What a
joke. That one
joke.
was my favorite.
I would like to point out that according to the state, choice lanes typically operate at around 45 miles per hour. So that brings us to the Tesla tunnel.
What time is it?
Tunnel time.
This week, the Tennessean sent reporter Hadley Hitson to Las Vegas to go underground and ride the Vegas Loop, which is built and operated by Elon Musk's The Boring Company. Hadley gave us a preview of what to expect here in Music City for our Music City Loop, set to open in early 2027.
Oh, I hope Hadley had a nice time in Vegas. I love Vegas.
Good thing she filmed it, and there's a video. I highly recommend folks checking out this video. Hadley, props to you, girl. You were really trying to stay optimistic, which I appreciate because I'm also an optimist. But what I found surprising about her experience is that the loading area is operated by a station attendant who first asks the passenger where you're going, and then you scan a QR code to buy a ticket. So there is human interaction, which I am for.
That's nice. It's like a valet.
Yeah.
And then when you're driver, I think that that's important, again, to just remind people, because I think people are getting confused that they think that these Teslas are driving themselves. No, there are drivers. When your driver pulls up, then the assistant tells the driver where you're going.
I also love that in the story, she pointed out that the drivers don't need directions to know where they're going because they memorize the destinations during their training. Guys, this is a tunnel. It goes
One
one direction. I'm sorry. I don't want to crack on the drivers. That's not nice of me. But
I know.
seriously,
No,
they don't even need directions. Come on.
Turning right. Oh, nope. Boop. Can't go that way. She said that mainly it was a white tube with lights.
Were the lights pretty?
Yes, they look very nice.
Okay. Pretty lights.
I've seen better lights in Goodlettsville, but
I've also heard that's what people experience when they die is a white tube with
oh
lights.
my God. While she was there doing this underground investigation, she did experience a traffic jam because one of the security gates got stuck. But love her optimism. She explained that luckily all drivers are trained to reverse through the entire tunnel, and the issue was resolved within 5 minutes.
I have a question again about the drivers. So now not only can they drive in a straight line forward, but also backward?
That is correct.
Wow. This is
And
crazy.
just imagine a traffic jam with so many cars going
A parade in
backwards.
reverse. Just beep, beep.
And so her video ends with her saying, "Is this the future of urban transit in Tennessee? Nashville is about to find out."
Oh, Lord.
2025, this is the best we can come up with for urban transit.
Car that goes forward and backward that we have no say over.
I mean, I'm an optimist at heart. I want to be positive about this and wait to hold judgment until I experience it myself. But I will say, like, what's going on in my mind as we're talking about this is like a Disneyland ride where it breaks down in the middle of the ride and they have to escort you off the ride and you go through this like back alley exit.
Well, that happened to be on Chaos at Opryland USA, and they turn the lights on and you're like, oh no, I'm not supposed to be seeing this. It was filthy.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Let's take an opportunity this week where the Nashville Scene had a great cover package talking about the old Nashville Encyclopedia, sort of how this place used to be. And I think I'm wondering, based on some news stories this week, is Nashville still Music City?
Well, Whitney, according to a recent article in the Tennessean written by Melanie Hart, she highlights how Nashville more than triples the concentration of music industry employment in Los Angeles, New York, and Austin.
Wow.
As we've seen, like many major music companies have opened their offices here in Nashville in the past 10 years. Apple Music, Spotify, Live Nation. We also now have the most recording studios per capita in the United States. So, I mean, we're definitely growing.
Where I get worried, though, is along with all this growth, are we still focusing on the people who actually make the music? Like, that's nice that Spotify and Apple Music and Live Nation are here, but none of those companies can exist if artists can't actually do their craft and afford to live here and eat. So here's the example I saw this week. According to News Channel 5, Nashville's Department of Transportation is proposing to convert more than 200 currently free parking spaces on and around Music Row into paid meter spots. City officials claim that this would help manage congestion and increase parking turnover, but many musicians and local business owners are staunchly opposed, and nearly 1,000 people signed a petition in just 48 hours opposing this, arguing it would create a financial burden for working musicians who rely on free parking for writing sessions and studio sessions.
Yeah, honestly, I've had to pay for lifts recently for writing sessions on Music Row because there just isn't any parking available over there.
Well, Daniel, yeah, you're an artist yourself. Let's set the scene for people about these writers' rooms. The city is saying they want to have more turnover, so maybe there would be more parking spaces available. But when you go, like I envision this in my mind of what it used to be. You used to go down to Music Row and there were all those cute bungalows lining the street and they all had rooms in them. And artists, songwriters would go up there and write for hours. Like you're not putting 2 hours into a meter and then leaving. Like this is what you do all day, right?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, most of the sessions, you're there for a full workday, so 8 hours. And some people who are really in demand work like 2 to 3 sessions a day. It also just completely kills the creative energy if in the back of your mind, your parking is about to run out. It's like, here we are spilling our hearts out in a room together. But wait, what about my parking?
Not to mention that most of those cute bungalows have now been torn down and they're getting replaced by hotels and condos and big corporate buildings. And I mean, not to mention that the musicians can't afford to live in those condos. There was a whole story in the Nashville Scene this week about a musician who has been subletting rooms in a house that he rents to musicians and other artists who are struggling to make enough money to rent something of their own here. And all of a sudden, Metro Codes has come in and said, no, you can't do this. You're running an illegal boarding house. But that's how we used to do it here. Like, people would just crash in houses until they made their big break.
It's ruining the magic of Nashville. Think about stories like Maren Morris packing up a U-Haul and moving here from Dallas, crashing on the couch at Casey Musgrave's house, renting an apartment off Craigslist with strangers, and going on to be famous. And what about the touring musicians and crew members based out of here? I know several musicians on the Eras tour, Taylor Swift's world tour that, broke all these records. A lot of those musicians are based here in Nashville.
A lot of all the musicians are based here in Nashville. And again,
all musicians are from Nashville.
Every single one. But it's not just country music, right? Remember, we've got this hip hop scene. We've got this incredible EDM scene that Daniel helped us learn about earlier this year. All of these people need a cheap place to live, a way to ply their craft in a space that they can afford to be at for 8 hours without paying $40 for parking. They need to be able to park at their gigs. I mean, thank goodness. I hate to once again compliment Metropolis, but at least we got that done this year, was free parking for musicians at some of their gigs. But we got to do more.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say I was talking to musician friends this week just about how much people get paid still in year 2025. They're still making the same what they made 10 years ago. Like, inflation hasn't caught up to what musicians are making on tour.
Right. And for writers, it's less. Like, if you look at these companies that are moving in here, like the Spotify's, the Apple Music, when you look at the writer royalties, how those work, like, I know friends of mine who have had number ones. Like, you could get a cut on an album and you're still struggling to make ends meet because of the way royalties work out.
I personally, y'all, am worried that instead of Music City, we're turning into tech overlord city.
Bum, bum, bum.
Apple, Spotify, Live Nation. And we briefly want to mention that giant corporation Oracle, led by Larry Ellison, who might also soon run TikTok, and whose son David runs Paramount Skydance, which now owns CBS, and they're allegedly making moves to buy Warner Brothers Discovery, just received clearance from Metro Council to rezone 9 acres of land from commercial to mixed use in River North. This is the land above Topgolf for the future headquarters of Oracle, which is estimated to be a $1 billion development project along the Cumberland River. But here's the thing. I don't know what Oracle is.
I don't either, please.
And I'm guessing y'all at home also don't know. So we're going to challenge our former tech employee, Daniel, to tell us, without looking it up, what Oracle does.
Cloud computing ? I know I know they provide like a ton of different services to other tech companies. Like, I think they rival AWS for hosting websites and data management stuff, but that could change if they acquire TikTok. We also learned recently with the AWS outage how like the internet is supported by a single company, which feels pretty dangerous, honestly.
Yeah, that was fun on Monday when nothing worked and we couldn't do anything here at CityCast Nashville headquarters.
It's almost like monopolies are bad.
I didn't know what AWS was until Monday when we couldn't work. And I was like, oh, what is this? And then
there you go. Yeah, I mean, these companies do so much and they have so much money and they're control of so many things. And I just don't know why you would choose Nashville as your place to be based. And we're not even going to get into some of the more shadowy government associated aspects of
You don't want to get into
taxes,
cuts?
Yeah.
You don't want to get into tax cuts right now?
I guess I just want to say one more time that if we want to maintain our identity as Music City, I don't think we can also be Tech Overlord City. I think we have to choose. I don't think the two things can go hand in hand.
They're complete opposite.
It feels like they're merging, though. Like music and tech, Live Nation, Spotify, everything's merging.
But who makes the music? I guess robots.
Robots.
Yeah.
Well, Amazon just came out with, they're going to replace millions of jobs with robots.
Cool.
Cool. Donna.
Good news.
Y'all, we got reports on Wednesday that the Starbucks at Vanderbilt Hospital is out of pumpkin spice. Is this because of tariffs, or did we just win our battle?
Congratulations, Margaret Littman. You did it. In the span of just about a week and a half, you eradicated pumpkin spice
That's right.
from Nashville. Y'all go back and listen to that incredible episode we did with food writer Margaret Littman about things you can eat if you hate pumpkin spice. But it could actually be tariffs. I will point out that Trump has placed a 50% tariff on India, where the nutmeg comes from. Also this week, we had our Sides of the River Rumble. Ding, ding, ding. According to our newsletter editor, Margaret Kingsbury, the big winner, drumroll please, was East.
Whoa, really?
Whoa, shocker.
I'm shocked.
I am also shocked. I really thought that Councilmember Sandra Sepulveda outperformed Councilmember Clay Capp, and we have received several complaints that Clay went too easy, with one constituent saying she's about ready to primary him because of it. And another listener pointed out that his statement about wanting to duplicate the North Branch Library and bring it to East is actually very silly, because the East Branch Library is already almost an exact copy of the North Branch Library. They are the two remaining Carnegie libraries in Nashville.
Oh.
So we already have one, Clay. But anyway, y'all go back and listen to that episode and see who won.
Well, other great news, Beeman Park might be getting bigger. Metro Council approved a resolution this week giving parks the ability to try and acquire a 308-acre parcel of land adjacent to Beeman. Parks can now apply for a $1.7 million grant from the Tennessee Heritage Conservation Trust Fund, according to the Tennessean. If they get that, they can purchase the land, which will also require $1 million in matching funds from the city. Is this worth it?
I say yes.
Yeah, more parks.
Ding, ding.
Always.
We need to conserve the forest up there in the north part of the city. We've heard people talking about that all year. And also, quite frankly, I'm running out of places to hide bodies. So yes, bigger Beeman Park.
Daniel, it looks like we once again have to talk about sports.
Sports.
So over to you.
That's right. ESPN's College Game Day is going to be at Vandy this weekend. Anchor down, baby. The team is currently ranked 10th.
Like, I don't know what that means. Like, I'm like,
I'll
are you driving
I'll
a boat?
explain.
Onto
We get to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anchor down, baby.
That's their slogan. That's like Vandy's.
They're the Commodores, Marie, which is like boats.
Oh,
and
boats,
for some
pirates.
reason, they've decided
Yeah.
that they want to put their anchor down, which is weird to me because that's when the boat doesn't move. And so you'd think it would be like, anchors up,
True.
anchors
Yeah.
away.
Anchor
We're going
down.
so
We're going to have a
fast.
little barbecue and have
Anchor
a pina
down, we're
colada.
stuck.
Well, the team
All
is
right,
currently anchored in the 10th spot, which is their highest ranking since
Daniel.
1947. They're going to be facing off against Missouri. Now, for listeners who have no idea what College Game Day is, it's that pregame broadcast where experts and guest celebrities put on funny headsets and they pick who they think is going to win the football game. So they're going to be broadcasting.
I have questions.
Yeah.
Marie has questions. Yeah, Marie, go ahead.
Which celebrities put on funny headsets?
It's normally...
Timothy Chalamet did it once.
Yeah, Timothy
Oh,
Chalamet.
okay, now we're talking.
They have Matthew
Okay.
McConaughey all the time because he's a big Texas fan. And get this, they just announced the celebrity guest for this week. It's going to be Nate Bargatze.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
of course it is.
that's going to be funny.
It feels so on brand for Nashville. So, yeah, they're going to be down there broadcasting from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Saturday. Get on out there and hold up a funny sign.
That's my favorite part of College Game Day, this broadcast on ESPN, is that people stand behind the desk. You know, like on the Today Show, Marie, when people could stand outside the windows? This is like this, but without the windows. And people hold up hilarious signs, like either cracking on the football team or the hosts or something like that. So, Nashville, if you want to be on TV, like Marie, get to Vanderbilt tomorrow.
Come on down. Well, we have to sing happy 80th birthday to the Adventure Science Center. As someone who grew up going to this museum since the age of 2, this is really exciting. And so if you want to come out for their big old birthday party, it's going to be on October 31st, and they're going to throw it back to the scientific innovations of 1945 when they opened. And they're going to have some really cool science demonstrations, one of which will be the science behind the Slinky. And they will also teach you how to make your own version of Silly Putty.
Kids at home, ask your parents what that was.
But one thing to note is that obviously we think this is just like a children's museum, but lately they've been doing some really cool like 21 and up events called Way Late Play Date. So move over, children. The adults are coming in.
It's time to get drunk and learn about science.
That's right.
I've never
which
been
I am-
there.
I know. We should go.
We should.
Wait, you've never been to the Adventure Science Center?
No.
Oh,
I've been to similar places in other towns. I do
Right.
love a planetarium.
Yeah.
planetarium is super cool. I will say the last couple of times I've gone with my nephews, there's just so many children.
But if it's late night, like, do they do like Pink Floyd
Yep.
night in the planetarium?
Yeah. They do like the
Oh, hell
laser
yeah.
show. It's awesome.
And they were doing
Okay.
comedy night in the planetarium. I mean, they have lots of fun events for adults.
This is absolutely on the agenda for 2026. Maybe it could be a CityCast Nashville Neighbors event in
Oh, that's
2026.
right. And folks, if you don't know what that is our exclusive membership program, just $10 a month. You can join today. Our door is always open. You can join at membership.citycast.fm.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, it's a huge weekend, folks. I think we've done enough damage here. There is so much going on, Daniel. I know this is your favorite time of year. Tell us about some of these events that are happening this weekend. Just give us the list.
There's so much fun stuff going on this weekend. We've got Panda Fest, a lot of festivals, Panda Fest, Pumpkin Fest, All Hallows East. There's also the Nashville Jazz Festival. There's going to be a Preds game, Nashville Flea Market. So tons of fun stuff going on. Get out there.
Nashville SC plays their first game of the playoffs tonight against Miami, and we're really very much hoping that they do better than the last game against Miami. So if you want to stay in with me and watch TV, that's where I'll be.
I'd just like to end with the one last question that we started with at the beginning is, where are we going to park for all these wonderful events all weekend long?
Marie, this was supposed to be good news.
It is good news. I'm just making people think a little bit. Maybe take the bus. All right.
Take the bus.
Take the bus.
Take the bus.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe.
See ya.
That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. And don't forget, you can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Nashville neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. I'm your host, Marie Cecile Anderson. Our executive producer is Whitney Pasterak. Our producer is Daniel Sumstein. Our Hey Nashville newsletter editor is Margaret Kingsbury, with extra support this week from Natalia Aldana. Our theme music is by Prop Jenkins, with additional music by Tambor from Triple Scoop Music via Getty Images. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell your friends, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Nashville newsletter. We'll be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Toodles!